Hello everyone, welcome to Conversations with Sakeina. In front of me here, we have the Unicorn's Journey Tarot, something that I ordered through Kickstarter in about May 18th, I believe. And it just arrived. So it was a long wait, but there's a lot of production involved. And as you can see, this is Lisa Papez created this Unicorn's Journey Tarot, and it's illustrated by Francesca Paocchi. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if that's wrong. Anyway, it's a long-awaited tarot deck, and as I said, I've just received it. I have not opened it yet. I'm very excited about this deck because I've kind of watched I'm not necessarily the building of it, because I really did not know or follow Lisa Papez when she first started working on this deck. But I think I came into it before she had quite finished everything, and I was fascinated, absolutely fascinated. Number one, at her ability to be able to walk us through Kickstarter, which was fantastic because I had never used Kickstarter before, and she walked everyone through the process of what was going to happen once she did put things on Kickstarter and what to watch out for, even if it wasn't her Kickstarter. So that was learned from her own experience, which was very, very helpful. Anyway, we are going to get into this deck, and I'm going to show you the absolute beauty of it all. Now, appreciated here is the fact that I know when I get this, because it's a little bit caved in on the top, I'm not going to cut my box, which oftentimes it is possible to cut the box. So you're getting into this deck with me. I have not cheated and looked at it as much as I wanted to. All right, so we have a beautiful box, and you can actually feel the raised lettering, which I think, and you can see that there's a little bit of shine if you watch, which is the upraised feel. I don't know what that's called. I can't remember. But on the back it says, "Discover the magic within. The Unicorn's Journey Tarot is a deck that tells a story about a little unicorn named Mystic who goes on a journey to discover who they are and what they are capable of. The storytelling in this deck will help beginners to understand the meaning of each card, while it will invite seasoned tarot readers to explore fresh perspectives and possibilities for interpretation." So it's an 80-card tarot deck based on the Rider-Waite-Smith system. This is the first edition, Lisa Papez 2024. And the box is something she was very excited about. She wanted to make sure that it was a magnetic box, but she also wanted to be sure, and I'm going to do this, that it had a scene that went the full distance from this edge to this edge. And isn't that beautiful? This was something that was a part of the Kickstarter campaign, and her campaign went over and above. If I recall correctly, she had reached her first goal within, I don't even think it was an hour. It was very, very fast. And we have a book. There is a Unicorn's Journey Tarot Certificate of Authenticity. This is copy number 1622 of 2000, and she signed it. And we have the beautiful pink ribbon. Not going to show you the cards quite yet. Beautiful pink ribbon. Over here it says, "Do you ever lie on your back and gaze at the sky, wishing you were something other than you are?" Stephen Cosgrove, Morgan and Me. And then on the inside it says, "May your magic always shine from the inside out." Such a beautiful, beautiful box. Okay, so the Unicorn's Journey Tarot book. First off, I know that because Lisa is very versed in tarot, she has learned over the years and used her knowledge to create this deck in such a way that it would probably please pretty much everybody to the best of her ability. And obviously, you know, there's always those people out there that you cannot please, but she has done an amazing job. She has taken the things that she has liked and disliked about a deck and eliminated the dislikes and put in as many of the likes as she could possibly do, plus the story. So if you want to know more about this deck, you can go to Lisa's channel and find, I think she might have a playlist specifically for Unicorn's Journey Tarot and its creation and so forth. And you can really find out her deep insights on what went on and how this deck came to be. So in the Unicorn's Journey, first off, if you look at the side here, you can see that there's colors. Okay, we have color coding. This first portion of color coding concerns, let me double check here, the major arcana cards. Okay, and we'll look at this a little deeper here pretty soon. And then we have the minor arcana cards, which are in this kind of rust color. And this particular one is, let's see here, the Suit of Fire. And then we have the Suit of Water in this kind of aqua color. Suit of Air in yellow. And the Suit of Earth in green. So she's helped with, you know, not having to sit and, you know, go through the book trying to find the right suit if in fact you need to use the book. And then, so, all right, let's start here. This book is dedicated to everyone who has ever or will ever let their magic shine from the inside out. Dear Tarot Explorer, and I'm not going to ruin any of this for you. If Mystic were a poem, they'd be me, by Marlene Teresa. And then we have Table of Contents, about the deck, the major arcana, the minor arcana, Suit of Fire, Suit of Water, Suit of Air, Suit of Earth, behind the names, spreads, acknowledgments about the creator and about the illustrator. So it's a standard book. It gives lots of information, but there is so much more to this deck than I guess I've seen in most decks. This is also one of those really flexible, which I so appreciate, flexible book. It's incredible. It just is so easy to flip through. It's not stiff. And I'm not afraid of breaking the binding. So, absolutely phenomenal. So let's take a look here at these cards. We have, it's linen, and you might be able to see in that star. Let's see if we flip it over. Can we see? Yep, you can see the linen pattern here. It's glossy. It's a little bit on the slippery side right now. We have a star that shines. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful back to this card. And being it's linen, one of the things that Lisa had made mention of is that she really wanted to make sure that this deck was easy to shuffle. And it's going to be. She did geez, I think it's like black core linen. I can't remember the GSM. Again, if you want to know the details, you can go to her YouTube channel and find out a lot of the details from there. But we are going to go through this deck, and we're going to then ask Sakeina, my spirit guide, what her take on this deck is. So we have the Fool, and I really like the fact that she has done a little banner on the bottom here that's not too ostentatious, but it's got clear lettering. She didn't try to use fancy lettering or anything like that, because I find with a lot of decks that's very difficult to read, especially the older you get, where the eyesight isn't quite as you wish it were. So this is, again, very much appreciated. So here we have Mystic as the Fool. Look at the colors within. Such beautiful colors. The Magician. And one of the things, I'm going to digress here and go back to the book. Since we are in the major arcana here, I am going to share this. It says, in Mystic's story, the major arcana represents a journey of self-discovery. From a curious foal to a majestic unicorn, Mystic will have to find their own way in the cards ahead. For the undiscovered unicorn, the journey and the memories made along the way is what matters. Self-worth theme, learning who you are and how to live life authentically in the world, despite what you think you are supposed to be. So with the Fool, and up at the top of each of the pages for each of the minor or major arcanas, and the minor for that fact, is the story, Mystic's story. So if you would just read this part, you would have the entire story of Mystic. So just for the sake of knowing what it is that you would be reading, I'm going to do the Fool again. It says, once upon a time, a unicorn named Mystic was born without a horn in the middle of a vast forest. Mystic didn't know that they were a unicorn. All they knew was that they were very little and the world was very big. As they examined their reflection in a nearby pond, a ladybug called out to them, "You aren't going to find out who you are standing here. If you want to know, you must go on a quest. Go and be brave." And so Mystic's journey began. And then it moves on to talking about the Rider-Waite-Smith and what the Fool is all about with that, and I'll cover that. In the RWS Fool, you see a carefree person walking right toward the edge of a cliff without a care in the world. Here, the wobbly legs of a newborn unicorn become an excellent analogy for the shaky ground beneath the Fool, a card that represents taking risks, being open to new experiences, and having trust that everything will be okay somehow. Instead of a dog, a ladybug serves as Mystic's guide, symbolic of luck, rebirth, protection, and innocence. And then she gives the upright keywords and a little bit of blurb on that, reversed keywords and a blurb on that, and then a self-worth message. And that self-worth message is, you may feel raw and new. Remember that everyone begins somewhere. You may not have your feet under you yet, but that will come in time. Trust the process. One of the things that I very much enjoy about Lisa's YouTube channels is that she's very down to earth and quite clear. Sometimes hard to follow because she talks quite fast sometimes when she's really excited, but she's very good at teaching. And I feel like she put a lot of that teaching in the visuals of the story, for one, of Mystic, the unicorn, to help understand the tarot even better. All right, so we did the Fool and we did the Magician. We have the High Priestess. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. You see the moon on Mystic's forehead. The Empress. Emperor. Here we have the Hierophant. And it is very hard in showing you these cards not to want to go into the book and read everything that she has. And each, yeah, it's tough. But I wanted you to see the deck. Again, I was bowled over as I watched Lisa talk about the cards, talk about the story. And because I had signed up for her newsletter, I kind of got a little bit of behind the scenes info as the cards were being finished. So 6 is choice, or in the RWS, it would be the Lover's card. Chariot. So much detail in every card. Strength. And please, if you can hear my Chihuahua snoring as I do this, I am so sorry. He loves to be in with me when I'm doing my videos, and he seems to only snore when I'm doing my videos, kind of a protest of, Mom, you're not spending time with me. We have the Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. This is one of those cards that choked me up a little bit. I have to share. I have to. And I know, we're picking at little pieces of this story puzzle, but Mystic knew that every fall when the school bus returned, Carolyn would be gone more days than she was home. Every year it got harder to see all the freedom and fun of the summer come to an end, and every year Carolyn had less and less time for Mystic. Carolyn knew this was a difficult time for Mystic, so she brought her best friend a favorite treat, an apple fresh from the tree and still warm from the sun. So, having watched my own animals watch me grow up and watch me leave and oftentimes not come back to play with them on a regular basis, and watching my own children do the same with the animals that they grew up, I understand both sides, I think, of this card. Sorry about that. Got a little choked up. Okay, here's the Justice card, which I find really adorable because it looks like Mystic kind of went mud rolling, and now the justice of it is a bath. The Hanged One. Here we see an upside down possum. Death, which again is transition, something different taking place in life, a major something. Temperance. It amazes me when I look at artwork like this. We can see the image, and not being able to paint myself, not being a good painter, we'll put it that way, it's just incredible to see this on a card and to see how perfect it is. Just as you would see it if you were standing next to this unicorn, this is what you would be seeing. Hats off to Francesca. Devil. Tower. Star, and all of a sudden my camera wants to be goofy. And as you can see, we have the star, much like the star. And again, here we have that fantastic reflection in the water. And in fact, there's a little extra added something of that reflection in the water that we don't have on Mystic, and that's the horn. Fascinating. The moon. The sun. Judgment. You may also be hearing wind. It's very windy here today and quite chilly. World. Here is an extra card. We have the light and we have the shadow, making a yin and yang symbol when put together. So I'm going to put those off to the side. Ace of Fire or Ace of Wands. Two of Fire or Two of Wands. Three of Fire or Three of Wands. Four of Fire or Four of Wands. If it takes me a little longer on certain cards, I haven't looked at these either because as you saw, I opened it and I want to stare at them for a while. Okay, so Five of Fire or Five of Wands. Six of Fire or Six of Wands. Seven of Fire, Seven of Wands. Eight of Fire, Eight of Wands. Nine of Fire or Nine of Wands. Now remember a lot of the story that Lisa Papez shared on her channel concerning the progression of each one of these cards. And I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm not really sure. This is the Kickstarter campaign that I received the cards from. I'm not really sure if these are going to be for sale outside of Kickstarter now. I don't know. So you will have to go to Lisa's YouTube channel perhaps and find out. Ten of Fire or Ten of Wands. Page of Fire or Page of Wands. There's little secrets with the court cards too. Knight of Fire or Knight of Wands. Queen of Fire or Queen of Wands. King of Fire or King of Wands. Ace of Water. That reminds me, what was I seeing for? Okay, I was looking to see what the symbol looked like here. So Ace of Water, I so love the coloring. I so love the coloring. It's very vibrant. 2 of water. See the people out in the water there. 3 of water. 4 of water. These are all cups. 5 of water. 6 of water. 6 of cups. And if you are familiar with the Rider-Waite, this is the nostalgia card, or the card of memories. And Mystic has said goodbye to his friend and is now remembering the fun that they had. Seven of water. 8 of water. 9 of water. 10 of water. 8 of water. 9 of water. 10 of water. 9 of water. And as before with the wands, there's a whole extra little story in there with the court cards. Ace of air, or Ace of swords. 2 of air. That one's kind of dark for you, not for me. But Mystic is standing on a path there. Maybe you can see it. Is standing on a path. It is dark, but the point is to be able to see this egg. Three of swords, or 3 of air. 4 of air. 'Now I see here that Mystic's horn is very prominent now. I'm going to have to go back and see when that took place. With the ace of, oh, yep, it is there with the ace. So I'm not sure within the story when his horn came. 5 of air. 6 of air. 7 of air. 'Look how brilliant the oranges are. Wow. 8 of air. 9 of air. 10 of air. 8 of air. 9 of air. Queen of Air, King of Air, Ace of Earth or Ace of Pentacles, Two of Earth, Three of Earth, Four of Earth, Five of Earth, Six of Earth, Seven of Earth, Eight of Earth, maybe do this so you can see there's a table here with a hammer and a shape, or a stone, a crystal. Nine of Earth or Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Earth or Ten of Pentacles, Page of Earth, Knight of Earth, Queen of Earth, and King of Earth. Okay, so we have gone through the entire deck now. And again, very difficult to not want to go into that book and share every part of the story with you. But I don't want to do that because, number one, it's an exploration, I feel, a very individual exploration of this deck. Lisa Papez knew the story that she wanted to weave with each and every card, again, to make the understanding of the tarot even better. And I feel like on an individual level, she has done exactly that with this deck. But each person will get a little something different out of the story. So if you would like to know more of the story without having the book or the cards, until, like I said, I'm not sure how she's going to do it for marketing, if she's going to sell any more after, I don't know. So, but it's very much worth going to her YouTube channel and letting her tell the story to you. That's pretty much what sold me on the Kickstarter, and maybe why her Kickstarter was funded amazingly fast, and also where we ended up getting all of the extras, we'll put it that way. All right, so as you can see, the pink, or kind of, yeah, I'm going to call it pink. To me, it's pink. And it kind of follows the whole scheme of the back of the card. It's clear here, pretty much, like, just looks like pink, but when you spread them out, you can see the pattern It's so cool. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle now. And again, this is linen. And they feel so like the book that's in with them. They feel very comfortable right off the bat. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning ability to shuffle these cards. Look at that. Goes together. Lovely, right back to the way it was. I'm going to do this a few times because, as I said, I'm going to let Sakeina choose some cards, my spirit guide, and let us know what she thinks of this deck. So give me a minute and I will be back. Okay, I feel like we are back and that the cards are mixed quite well, actually. So I'm going to ask Sakeina now if she can throw out a few cards and let us know what her take on the Unicorn's Journey Tarot is. What does she think of this deck? What does she think of this deck? And I'm going to go quiet, so if it takes her a little bit to throw out the cards, since this is a new deck, I want to be able to fast forward through it or just cut out the long the long shuffle. First card out here, we have the Nine of Fire. Too many. Knight of Water, Five of Water. Any more, Sakeina? And the Four of Earth. All right, so sorry about that. I wasn't looking at the screen as I was putting them together. All right, so with the Nine of Wands here, Nine of Wands is usually a card of exhaustion or feeling as though you're backed into a corner. And that's kind of what we're seeing on this card for the Nine of Fire. There's a gate and there's the spears. They've got Mystic kind of backed into a corner here. But Sakeina's telling me that she's not looking at it as a backed into a corner card necessarily for what she thinks of this deck. She's looking at it as a card that says it's going to be very difficult once you get to know this deck not to compare it with other decks. That because of the storytelling, because of the passion, you can just tell the passion that went into this card and the dynamic energy that flows through this entire deck. And with the Knight of Water here, or Knight of Cups, it's going to be, whether you like it or not, it's going to be an exploration into your emotions. There's a number of the cards within, and because of the story that plays on your emotions within this deck. So that's going to also play into how you read with this deck. And for some, the emotions may be, I hate the word triggering, okay, but they may bring out, we're just going to say bring out certain experiences, certain emotions within you as you use the deck that, well, since water is also healing or cups are also healing, bringing these emotions out is going to be a healing experience for those who are using this deck. And with the Four of Earth, I think there's several messages here, is that using this deck will feel very down to earth, very stable, very solid. But also it's going to be a challenge, I think, for anyone who has the deck not to, want to hang on to it for dear life. That, get to the point where this is the only deck that they want to use because it is so incredibly vocal. I'm going to say vocal. It's a very vocal deck. It's a very emotional deck, she's saying. And it is one that is going to have an energy all its own, an incredible energy all its own. And again, other decks are going to have a difficult time shining their light in quite the same way. So I'm going to say that Sakeina does love the deck, but we're going to ask her. She's given us information about what she thinks of the deck. I'm going to ask her if she likes this deck. Let's see what comes of that. Since I do my readings with her like this, with jumpers, it sometimes takes a little while with a new deck for her to pick out the card or get the card to come out. I think she must have some kind of photographic memory to be able to bring out what she does, since we've only been through it once. So she sent out the moon as the question on whether she likes the deck or not. And so in my opinion, from what I understand of Sakeina, who I've known for a long time, is that this is not a yes or a no. She is literally staying neutral on this because she feels like it is an exploration that everybody needs to take on their own. And it will be up to them to decide whether they love this deck or don't love this deck. But I think once the secrets are all out there and a person plays with this deck for many different things, they're going to find secrets they never expected. And even going through the deck itself, that's true. There are little Easter eggs within this deck that Lisa did plan, okay? But Sakeina is saying there's more. There's much more to this deck than meets the eye. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there and send a huge shout out to Lisa Papez. I am going to have so much fun working with this deck. Just seeing it now in my hands, literally in my hands, and seeing how absolutely beautiful and stunning that it is. I'm very pleased. This is the only Kickstarter I've ever been a part of thus far. I haven't gone back into Kickstarter since purchasing this deck, and I'd never been in Kickstarter before purchasing this deck. So again, I very much appreciate the video that she did about Kickstarter. It gave me an understanding of what was going to take place in the purchase. It is a video worth watching for anybody who for anybody who wants to do business on Kickstarter, what to look for. Great video. But also, again, if you're interested in this deck and you weren't a part of the Kickstarter, or even if you were, go back and listen to Lisa talk about this deck. I can't do it justice as she did. I really can't. All I can give is my impression, and I didn't take any time to look at it myself beforehand. if I had my information given in this walkthrough, might have been a lot different. But again, I did not want to spoil anything for anybody considering purchasing this deck or who hasn't received theirs yet from Kickstarter. And by the way, it was 2 days from the fulfillment center to me. Incredible. I was so shocked that I received it that fast from the fulfillment center. So, thank you again for being a part of this walkthrough. And thank you, Lisa, for this phenomenal deck. All right, everybody, take care.